So I'm starting off my CES journey a lot cooler this year. This is the new Asus ZenBook A14, one of the lightest laptops, 980 grams. Thought it would be cool to do a bit of a helicopter ride through the Grand Canyon. Obviously, this being lightweight, I travel a ton. That makes a lot of sense. Here's some of the best tech coming for 2025. Starting it off with a bang. So just grab my badge. Fun little fact, this is my 11th CES, believe it or not. I was scrubbing through social and I'll throw up a pic that was pretty much like 10 years ago to today. Let me know if you spot any legends there. But some other cool tech that we've seen here on the show floor have been ARM-based. And if you haven't heard of the ARM compute platform before, they're in 99% of modern smartphones. As an example, they're pretty much like everywhere throughout consumer tech. And an area that I've been covering a lot more lately is automotive tech, which not surprisingly, 94% of global automakers use ARM technology as cars become more smart and utilize more software, more AI, and get more autonomous. As an example, Mercedes-Benz uses ARM-based chips for their new compute platforms for their upcoming models like the E-Class, as well as their CLA vehicles. That's also the same for BMW and Rivian vehicles, both which we've also seen here at CES as well. Amazon Web Services has a new ARM-based generative AI-powered voice user guide for inside the vehicle, essentially a chatbot. Users can interact with the car on its features and in the dashboard. And I'd say ARM tech is probably one of the most used tech throughout the automotive space. It'll be interesting to see how that evolves as cars become more autonomous and obviously more techy. And ARM's presence goes from the road to the racetrack as well. So I think a lot of you know I'm a big F1 fan and we have some pretty exciting news. The Aston Martin Aramco F1 team has just announced a multi-year partnership with ARM, who joins the team as their official AI compute platform with a vision to improve opportunities for future drivers and engineers. And as we know, motorsports is usually the test bed for all things automotive. So all that data, all that tech, all those learnings finds its way into consumer cars to help increase safety. And obviously we see the big livery right there. That's the new one. Hopefully some races with ARM and of course F1 in the future. So from the helicopter to the show floor, so you can see here everything that Asus has to offer. So the first thing that I'm holding, like I mentioned, this is their new A14, 980 grams, super lightweight. It comes in two different colors. This one is Zabriskie beige as well as Iceland gray. The best thing about these is obviously that battery life. You're getting over that like 20-hour mark, which I think is nice. But for traveling, this is what you got to go for. Just nice and light. It's super, super cool to have. So you can see it's the lightest Copilot Plus PC. It's won a ton of awards already, and it's built out of Serra aluminum. It's essentially merging the properties of aluminum and ceramic to give it that lightweight feel. And when you're traveling around, it's scratch resistant, all that good stuff. So we'll actually go on further along. So to the big announcement for gaming, these are the new ROG Strix series. So you've got the Scar 18 as well as the Scar 16. So 18 and 16 inches. These are featuring the new NVIDIA 50 series chips. So that was a big announcement. For example, the 5090, which is the flagship. This thing comes with up to 64 gigs of RAM. And if you're getting the flagship level, that one has all the cool LED lighting on the back, which is a nice little touch. Obviously, you see the model right there, Strix, and kind of moving on this way. So this is the ROG Flow Z13. So this is really cool. This is a 2-in-1 gaming tablet. Typically, when you see 2-in-1s, they're thin and lightweight, but this has the power and performance of something that can get proper frame rates for when you're gaming. Right over here, this is also an external GPU. You can plug this in via USB-C, which is new this year. And this you can also spec with up to the RTX 5090, obviously the newest one, which we just mentioned. Imagine this combo. Like I said, you can kind of take this off, detach it, and I've got a full separate video on this. And yeah, that's all the stuff from Asus. Out of all big brands, LG did it best. They introduced this crazy 5K, 2K bendable OLED gaming monitor. It's the new GX9 that can either be flat or bendable, which was absolutely nuts. And if you're a fan of the monitor, the size, but you don't need that bendable option because it's obviously going to be more expensive, they have a fixed curve one. I think this is one of my favorite monitors that I saw on the show floor. Great for gaming, super immersive, especially if you're into racing sims. Definitely one that I'm looking to upgrade for 2025. They updated their projectors line, so they have a new all-in-one. It's the PF600. It's a 3-in-1 projector, speaker, and has 9 colored mood lights. It comes with this built-in stand and projects up to 120 inches. They also have the new Cinebeam S, which is a short throw projector now, so it does a 4K image and also up to 120 inches. But what really stole the show was their main centerpiece. So it's their new world's first transparent and wireless OLED TV as their centerpiece of the entire booth. I think LG just smashed it this year. So since I'm building a new spot, a lot of the coverage will be around smart home. So Dreo makes some really small smart home accessories, more of the ones that you can actually plug in. So the first is something called the Barista Maker. So I'm looking for a little home coffee machine myself. I'm terrible at making lattes, but theirs makes lattes with milk, with oat milk, with soy milk, just a bunch of different ones. It's an easy accessory that you can just have like sticking on your countertop. First taste test. Pretty good. So the next one, another small appliance, it's their Chef Maker air fryer. We're actually cooking some salmon, some steak right now, and it makes it to the perfect doneness. So if you like a medium rare, for example, you can make all those settings. And obviously, since I'm a terrible cook, a terrible barista, these things are for me, literally made for me. And lastly, they just have these plug-in air conditioners, really powerful but quiet. They've got humidifiers, which you can actually see the humidity, or I guess like the steam, goes a lot higher than its competitors. And one thing that I actually really liked was these fans. It almost feels like an air conditioner, like I'm standing quite far away and it's really cold air. And they actually have this like cool little simulator setup where they have fans blowing as you're driving in the sim to emulate how fast the wind is moving kind of through your face. So I think that's really cool. Yeah, smart home accessories, but all simple, plug and plays. They're easy. Perfect. So on to more smart home tech. We've got Narwhal, which makes a lot of smart robot vacuums. Pretty good for obviously my doggo Link. So right here you can see their flagship model. This is the full Flow. This has actually won a couple of awards as well. So the first major thing about the Flow is their new edge mop extension. So typically in a robot vacuum, you have these circular blades that almost like push dirt and liquids off to the side. With this, it actually rolls through the entire system. So that means all of the dirt and debris is kind of sucked up in one pass. Really, really useful if you spill like any drinks. You can also see that it has 2 HD RGB cameras and it has over 200 plus objects that it can recognize. So this is actually funny. This kind of looks like my little doggo. I should bring this home for Link. I think this looks super cute, but you can see that it can detect things at different distances from 20 all the way up to 60 centimeters. So another big feature is the carpet boost cleaning. So typically with a robot vacuum, when they go over carpets, this one has this special feature where the actual suction power kind of increases because the mop lowers down. So if you can actually see here in the demo, this will lower down, increasing the pressure, just having a better cleaning system once again. We'll show you what the Z10 looks like. So once again, another bane of existence for robot vacuums is hair getting tangled. This has a tangle-free roller brush. So Kat, I'm sorry you don't have blonde hair, but check this out. We could use this. So the hair is going into the roller. And typically when that turns off, you'll see normally all the hair is tangled. And you can actually see here, none of that hair is stuck in the roller, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. Really useful. It's almost like it's self-cleaning. And last but not least, like I mentioned, the 3.0 Pro. So this is a bit more budget-friendly at around $600, kind of suited towards females. They have the longer hair. Once again, this is tangle-free. So my wife, Kat, got your next birthday present on the way. Okay, so moving on to one of my favorite brands, Lexar. They've got a couple new things, especially for SD cards, which obviously we're shooting on right now. So one of the fastest ones, unfortunately, this is Team Canon for all you shooters. This is their CFexpress card at 4.0. So this gets up to 3700/3400 read and write speeds. For Sony, these are the ones that I use, up to 1800 megabits, which is great. They also have these Armor ones, which they're a bit slower, but if you are someone that uses cards all the time, you don't want things to fray, this is their Armor series. So it doesn't have the plastic pinstripes or the lock button, and it's also IP68 water and dust resistant, also made out of metal. So also these hard drives, which I swear by, it's the SL500. They now have these little rubberized mounts around it. And there's also a MagSafe connector on the end. So you can use this to snap to your iPhone. So this kind of just like slaps on, and then all you need is a small little USB-C cable, and then you can shoot all your ProRes files straight from your iPhone that can record on the hard drive, and this doesn't go anywhere. They've also got a little ring system for the Mac as well. So you can kind of stick that on and once again, just edit from your Mac, and it's not just dangling weirdly. And last but not least, just over this way, I thought this was kind of cool for maybe like a little future-proof console that has not officially been named. This is their new micro SD card. It may look like this system, just slightly different. Nintendo, eyes are on you. Okay, so moving on to some accessories. These are from ESR. So this is really cool. This is actually a magnetic or a MagSafe lock mouse. So imagine you're just having your mouse floating around. It just kind of clicks to with this little connector here, which you stick on. It's got this built-in USB-C cable, which is nice, and also works via Bluetooth. And as a bonus, 1 minute of charge time gives you around 5 hours of use. Moving on, this is their new Halo Lock Cryo Boost wireless charger. So this is a 3-in-1 charger for obviously your phone. So this is actually cooling your iPhone while it charges. So that just makes it more optimal for charging. You can also put your AirPods right there. And then on the back, there's a little slot for your Apple Watch. And last but not least, they have their updated Halo Lock armor case. So new to this gen, they have the capacitive button for camera control. So that's made of glass. And obviously that kind of goes through so you can use all the camera control buttons. It has this little camera guard, which I always like. It not only protects the lenses, but you can use it as a kickstand to kind of watch content. I usually use ESR cases to protect my phone anyways, so it's nice to see that updated camera control button. So to the honorable mentions list, the ETEL design car looks like a hybrid between a Batmobile and a Cybertruck. The Honda Zero, both the SUV as well as the saloon. There's this really fun Godzilla VR game. Unfortunately, didn't get to try it since the line was so long. The Unicore Golf Sim, essentially the same as like a TrackMan, but way cheaper. Maybe something for the new house. A massive 163-inch TV from Hisense. And every year, which catches my eye, the massage chair from Body Friend, something that I probably need for my back now because this wraps up another CES, the 11th one in the bag. It's been a journey, a lot of cool to check out. If I missed anything, let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed my coverage. I need to soak and get my back stretched out. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Signing up from Vegas and CES 2025 in the bag. Peace.